just realized I wrote it with the notes on it already, but well, that's okay. We'll go ahead. So we're continuing with our shiur on Mareh Yaakov, and as with every week, we try to take what we've learned and perhaps apply it to a sentence from the parsha that we've just learned. So I'm actually going to preface this derivation with a very intriguing Dvar Torah that I heard this week. And when we talk about Parshat Mishpatim, we see that connected to the Ten Commandments, which were given at the end of last week's Parsha, we have basically all the laws of civil courts that are given now. And the question is posed when you see the Shulchan Aruch, when you see the book that the Torah wrote to tell us how to live our lives day by day by day. It goes through a variety of things that we are obliged to do, and the very last part of Shulchan Aruch is Choshen Mishpat, is talking about what you do in courts. Mm-hmm. So the question is, why did the composer of the way you're supposed to live your life not follow the order in which the laws were given? You get the Ten Commandments, and then the very first thing you're given is how to set up courts and how to deal with civil matters and how to deal with financial matters and so on. So the person who gave this Dvar Torah said that, in fact, it has to do with how the court system is supposed to treat people who come in front of it. And what you are supposed to do is, ideally, before you actually bring them to bring testimony and to examine what each one says, you try to bring the two parties together and to have them see if they can reach a compromise, to see if they can reach a mediated solution before they actually go to judgment. So they're supposed to try something called pishara, or compromise, or mediation, before you go to mishpat. Mm-hmm. In fact, he says the word mishpatim is an acronym.
Oh. What
does it stand for? Mitchila, Shapir, it's better. Right. Pishara, to have people come to a compromise. Terem, before Yavo, you should come to Mishpat. Before you should come to trial.
So, what's the first name again?
Mutav.
Oh, better.
It's better Sheyehei, that there should be, or Sheyavo, Pshara, that I don't remember if it was Shehei or Sheyavo, that should come, or that there should be Pshara, that there should be a compromise before you actually take things to trial.
But the person who gave the Torah gave, he made that up?
He gave that acronym. He says it's well known. So again, what's the concept that you're giving here? That there's leeway, that you can try to find a negotiated settlement before you actually come to what the Torah is telling you.
So that's why it's last in the...
So, what do we start Shulchan Aruch with? You should get up like a lion and you should follow things exactly the way that they're written. That's the way that you need to do things. And only when you get to the very end, to people disagreeing, to civil matters that are between people that have no direct divine connection to them. They have to work things out themselves first, and then, if not, then you will impose something from on high. But everything else doesn't have that idea of compromise before it. All the other laws are, this is the way you have to follow it. And only when you get to the very end, that's what you get to. So again, mishpat, actual judgment, is perhaps a failure of compromise.
The fact that court is a big guy.
So now we're going to read, and I'll remind, as we go through the words, I'll remind people, ve'ela, and these are. This is with a pashta. Rashi asks the question, why does it say ve'ele, and these are, not ele, these are? So he says, just like the others were given on Mount Sinai, so these were given on Mount Sinai. So this is going to be something that's going to emphasize the fact that these are things that are important and move us forward onto what's going to go on after Hamishpatim, the judgments, or the way that you set up laws. And we see that you can start with compromise and then ultimately end in judgment. So you have a two-part expression of this. So hence you get the note, a katon with the two dots, one higher than the other. So the pshara might be better than the mishpat, and again you can interpret this that there would be good judgments given and bad judgments given. Certainly there is a lot of room for it, but it did fit in very well with the Dvar Torah thought. A share that you are going to, so this is likely connected to what came from before. That this is connected to the fact that we are talking about things that were given on Sinai, but mostly it's going to be the way that Moshe is going to present it. Why? Because Torah is given al pi Hashem biad Moshe. So when we get the Torah law, then we have the rabbis given permission and the authority to define the way that these things are observed. So what's going to go forward is more the focus than the connection backwards. Tasim, you're going to put them. Even when you do put them, you can't lose the backwards connection to what they had from before, i.e. divine inspiration. So you need a backwards note that's going to connect you back to the fact that these things are from Sinai. And the strength is going to come, and the stability is going to come from the fact that it's going to be gently put in front of the nation, and it will be put in a way that they will both accept it and follow it. So lifnehem, in front of them, is going to have the stabilizing sof pasuk. So ve'ele hamishpatim asher tasim lifnehem pashta katon merchat tipcha sof pasuk.
Cool.
And we'll pause here, and we'll find out.